What I want to talk today about is a phrase called gathering evidence, and it's part of the news that's been going on, but it's also something that happens in every one of our lives. We all do it. What's been happening in the news is that, as you know, the Boston Marathon happened and something occurred that was just atrocious, and so immediately the FBI and other agencies stepped in and started trying to find pictures. Was there any way they could relate all this together to somebody, and they finally gathered enough evidence that they were able to locate these two young men, and they started trying to find them. And you know the rest of the story, I'm sure. If you haven't been watching it closely, you pretty much can't avoid it. It's been going on. Now the time comes when they start gathering evidence to try to get some kind of resolution to all of this, and finally find out who truly did it. Now, here's the other piece of that, though. That's normal ways in which law enforcement and investigations gather evidence to try to find out something. Here's the way that we normally, as human beings, gather evidence. We reach a conclusion, a belief about something. And whatever that conclusion or belief is, then from that point, we start gathering evidence to support that which we believe. We do it the other way around. Rather than looking out and gathering evidence and establishing a belief, we start with the belief first. We start with what we call the truth, or truth, capital T, small t, however it might be. And from that point on, then we start gathering evidence to support that, positive and negative. I have a friend who is a Hindu. He's not a person from India. He has chosen to be a Hindu. I grew up with him in Oklahoma. He's from Yukon, Oklahoma, the home of Garth Brooks and some of those country and western music people. He believes, and has told me on many occasions, that this is a hell world. That's his belief. This is a hell world. I'm saying, Ethan, it's not a hell world. Yes, it is. Yes, it is a hell world. Now, this guy is brilliant, and he's also a millionaire, many times over. This guy I grew up with, this little dreamy guy who played drums in a band that I was in years and years ago in college. He sends me emails all the time, linking me to sites which support the idea that this world is hell on earth. He is convinced that this is a terrible place to live. Now, forget the fact that he's, like I said, he's a millionaire. He has whatever he wants. He can do anything he wants. He can go anywhere he wants. He can buy and play in the world anytime he chooses, wherever he wants. This could be an absolute paradise to him. An absolute paradise. But he chooses to see it as a terrible place and just is in misery all the time. Why? Because he took a belief and now he goes out and gathers evidence to support that belief. Any of us can do it anytime we wish. Many of us have been in relationships that at some point we said to ourselves, this relationship should be over. And so then we start gathering evidence as to why this relationship should be over. Or the converse of that is, we have been in relationships where we have said, this relationship is heaven, is wonderful. This is something of value that I really should build on. And then we gather evidence every morning as to how this is a wonderful place. You see how you can gather evidence to support whatever it is that you believe in. Each of us can do this. The young men who set off these pressure cooker bombs, probably the best use of a pressure cooker. No. I like pressure cookers myself. But anyway, a pressure cooker bomb, they loaded it up with stuff and they blew it up. They did this because they had developed for themselves a belief system which justified doing this. They said to themselves, this is okay. I can give myself permission to do this because of the evidence I have gathered, which tell me that this United States of America is an evil place, and these people need to be punished and awakened to the plight of whatever it is that they're trying to support. Now, we have a way shower in Unity, just as the rest of Christianity has a Redeemer or Savior. It's all the same person here. This person that we call our way showers is a gentleman who was born in this same part of the country which has all this conflict in it, part of the world that has all this conflict in it, the Middle East. This way shower of ours saw the same injustices happening to the people that he cared about and to his own family and to everyone that he knew, and he devised, based on his belief, a way of gathering evidence to support that belief. But he didn't want to destroy anything. He did say that he came to bring a sword, but not the sort of sword that people thought of. The sword that he brought was the sword of truth and the ability to cut through all of the nonsense that had been created and to see the real truth of who he was and who all of us are. So what he came to do was to gather evidence that there is God. God is important. All of us are connected to this God, and that truth, love, and happiness can be expressed by gathering the evidence of these things in our lives. He asked people to consider the lilies of the field and how they were clothed, more radiant than kings, and said to them the truth, which is, don't you see how your support system in spirit will allow you to have this and even more? He looked at the birds of the air and he said, look at them, they don't do anything, really. Just fly around and chirp to one another and hop and things. But they're all fed. So how can this not be the same for each of you? He gathered evidence out of the world he saw around him and out of the people that he saw around him to support a belief system that he had. Thomas Jefferson, the writer of so many wonderful documents, if you have read more than just a few of these, said in this particular document, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed by their God with certain inalienable, that means it can't be given to you and it can't be taken away. It's inalienable rights. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. As, by the way, in the original draft of this, he was asked to write life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. Doesn't that really change things right there? But he saw within himself, because of his belief system, that happiness is much more important to pursue. Happiness, the pursuit of happiness. Perfection comes in such little small packages sometimes. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, endowed by their Creator with these inalienable. You can't give it to them because they already have it. You can't take it away from them because it's not yours to take away. It's theirs, each and every person. This is ours. A belief system based on this requires then that we go out and gather the evidence to support this. And that's what this country is built on. Gathering evidence to support a belief system that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are very, very important, and that they're ours by the simple fact that we're alive. Every one of us. Now, take that idea and take the ideas that some people have that are, I love this term that they're using. They say that these boys were somehow radicalized. Any one of us could be radicalized. That simply means that you have a lot of fervor around a certain belief system, around a certain thing that you think is the truth. So, I ask each one of you, what do you want to be radicalized around? What do you want to be radicalized around? Do you want to just sit back and have a belief system that, oh, well, there's nothing you can do, you know. Congress is messed up. It's always been messed up. It stays messed up. But somehow, everything works. It continues to work. Why? Why does it continue to work? Because this idea of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, whether we called it United States of America or Utopia or you name it. Give it another name. Give it your name. Give it your name. Because that's what's happening to each and every one of us. Inside of us, we have a certain inalienable right. A right to believe the truth and then to express it by gathering evidence from outside of ourselves, coming from inside of ourselves, out into the world. You see, that's the way it works. It's like a boomerang. Whatever you put out there just comes back to you. And then as it comes back, you say, aha, it works. It's true. It's what I believe. Now, I'm a perfect example of this in my own life, and I'm sure each of you are too. You have things that you believe. You take that belief, you put it out into the world, just like my friend Ethan. It's a hell world. Let's go out and find hell. You know, that's his idea. For me, it's not. For me, this is a friendly universe, just waiting to give to me all the things that I need so that all my needs are met. And by golly, that's what I get. That's what I get out of life. Each of you do as well. The trick is, what are you thinking about? What are you believing in? What do you hold to be evident and not always self-evident? What do you hold inside yourself? Most of us hold mixed thoughts, mixed beliefs. We believe it up to a certain point, but then we've got this other belief down here that kind of negates what we believe up to a certain point. But my answer to each and every one of you is, hold the best and highest good for yourselves. Hold it. Believe it. Express it. And then search for the evidence in your life that shows that this is true. And when you find it, be grateful for it and tell others about it. Tell others about it. I'll give you an example in my own life. How many of you read the little circular current events that comes to you from the electric company? You throw it in the trash, right? You take one look at it, throw it away. All right, I wouldn't say that I didn't feel prosperous, but I was at a point where, as they say, you know, what is it they say? The wolf is knocking at the door. Well, he wasn't knocking at the door, but there were tracks all around the house. You know what I mean? That's the way life was getting for me. It was squeezing me a little tightly. This magazine came. I picked it up, and rather than immediately throwing it in the trash, I opened it. I don't know why I opened it. I have no idea. After I opened it, I started looking through it. This particular issue was an issue that they put out once a year. On it, it was a list of all the people that had put deposits up or had double paid on a bill or something that the electric company owed money to. And they were looking for these people and couldn't find them for some reason. I'd moved. I had moved. Thought I'd left a forwarding address, but somehow they didn't get it. I wonder if my name's in here, said I. Of course it's not, but I'm going to just see if it is. There was my name. They owed me $189. What does that have to do with anything? It has to do with looking for evidence to the fact that this is a prosperous universe just waiting to give something to you. It gave me exactly what I needed at that exact moment. I don't know how fast I made the call to the electric company to let them know that I had found them and they had found me. You see, once you have a belief in you that you are healthy, once you have a belief in you that you deserve to be healthy, that once you have a belief system in you that you are prosperous and deserve to be prosperous, once you have any kind of belief in you that is positive in nature, and you can truly, truly believe that it is yours by right of you being on this planet, being here now, then all you have to do from that point on is start looking for it and gathering the evidence to support it. Because it's there. It's always there. It's there waiting for you to believe deep down in your deepest place, and then to remain in integrity. You know, Jesus told his people at that time, and it comes to us, because it didn't change somewhere along the way. And he said this, believe something and do not doubt. Do not doubt. See, it's that little But then again, maybe, when we do that then again and maybe stuff, we're doubting. We're creating this mixed belief, mixed emotion within ourselves. Believe and do not doubt, and you can say to this mountain, jump into the ocean, and it will do so. How many of you believe that? See? That's the way we are. We picture this in our mind and we say, never seen it happen before, can't see it happening now. I'm telling you, mountains have sunk into the ocean throughout history. They've sunk into the ocean throughout history. Just because it didn't happen like on a cartoon where it went whoop, boom, and turned itself over into the ocean, we don't see it that way. But we are changers and creators, co-creators of everything that exists for ourselves. So, believe something. Believe it deeply. Believe it without doubt. And then go looking for the evidence of it. Be it prosperity in your life, be it health in your life, be it a relationship in your life, be it love in your life, be it peace in your life, whatever it is that you hold to be most evident as being true. Hold that. Believe that. Don't let go of it. Don't take it and look at it to see if it's still there or anything, you know. Plant it. Let it grow. And it'll be there for you. It'll be there for every one of us if we simply gather the evidence in our lives to show that that which we hold as truly important, truly, truly true, once we know that it's there, then the evidence will present itself. God bless.